Hello, my name is Judy. Welcome to the Liberated Multitasker. Today we're going to make muffins. Apple cinnamon muffins, banana bread muffins, and oatmeal muffins. And if you're an Alabama fan, go ahead and subscribe. So before we get started, we need to grain our wheat berries. So in these 3 muffin recipes, I'm going to use freshly ground hard white wheat. And so we need a total of 4 cups of flour for these 3 different recipes. I'm using a 2/3 cup scoop. I think I will do 5. And let's see what we end up with. The apple cinnamon bread recipe I got from a neighbor. The banana bread recipe came from another YouTube channel called Living Traditions Homestead. And the oatmeal muffins recipe I got from Pinterest. All 3 of the recipes use all-purpose flour. I adapted them for the freshly milled flour. Both the apple cinnamon bread and the banana bread recipes were loaf pan recipes. I adjusted the baking times and the baking temperature for muffins. The first recipe we'll do is the apple cinnamon bread. So the first thing we need to do is preheat our oven to 375 degrees. I've already lined our muffin cups with paper liners. We've already ground our flour. So if you're using fresh ground flour, you need 1 1/4 cup. If you're using all-purpose flour, you need 1 1/2 cups. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm using Redmond's real salt. And 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And we just want to mix this up. And these are all of our dry ingredients. So we're going to put this to the side and then mix our wet ingredients. So I had frozen 1 cup of already chopped apples. So this is 1 cup of chopped apples. This is one of the freezer preps that I do that makes things easy. 1 cup of sugar. I'm using organic cane sugar. 3 ounces of oil. I'm using avocado oil. A teaspoon of vanilla extract. 2 slightly beaten eggs. We're going to mix this together. Once this is done, we'll add our dry ingredients to our wet mixture. You just want to mix it enough so that everything is good and moistened. So you can also make bread with this, a quick bread. I like making muffins. But if you want to make it in a loaf bread, you will cook it at 325 for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Since we're making muffins, this will make a 12 count of muffins. I'm going to bake it at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so everything is good and moist. And I'm going to spoon this into our muffin cups. With this recipe, you can use either apples or pears. Both taste really well. And we're going to bake these muffins for 375 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. So it looks like they're ready. It's been 20 to 25 minutes. They're nice and hot. I'm going to scoop them out, put them on the cooling rack so they can cool. And these are our apple cinnamon muffins. Next, banana bread muffins. So we'll need 1.5 cups of freshly milled flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to mix all that together really well. Now for the wet mixture. We're going to add 1 1/4 cup of sugar. I'm using organic cane sugar. 1 cup of mashed bananas. These were frozen. Another one of my preps. A 1/2 cup of oil. I'm using avocado oil. A teaspoon of vanilla extract. And 1/4 cup of milk. I almost forgot. We need 2 eggs. Now we're going to mix the wet mixture really well, get them all incorporated. Now we're going to add our dry mixture to our wet mixture. And we just want to stir it until moistened. We just don't want any dry pockets of flour. Now we're going to spoon the mixture into our muffin pans. Whether you're making the loaf pan or the muffins, they freeze really well once they're good and cool. I prefer the muffins simply because we're a household of 2 and we can just pull out what we need as we need it, instead of trying to eat the entire loaf in a couple of days. And don't think I won't do it. Now it's time to bake these at 375 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. So it's been 30 minutes and they're ready. We're just going to scoop them out on the cooling racks. Let them cool really well. They are pretty hot. And here are our banana bread muffins. Now for our oatmeal muffins. These are new, I've never tried these before. But we're going to take 1.5 cups of rolled oats, I'm using organic oats, and 1 cup of room temperature buttermilk. We're going to mix this together just slightly, and we're going to let this hydrate while we mix our other ingredients. We're going to preheat our oven for these muffins at 350 instead of 375. And if you don't want to line your muffin tins, just simply remember to butter and flour them. Now this is our freshly milled flour, and this is going to take 1 1/4 cups. And it's going to take 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now we're going to mix our dry ingredients together. Now we're going to add sugar. You can use white or brown sugar. I decided to go with a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. We're going to mix this together and then set it aside. Now for the buttermilk and oats. I'm going to add 1/2 cup of avocado oil. And now 1 egg. Now we just want to mix this together. It's almost done. And now we're going to add our wet ingredients to our dry ingredients. We're going to mix it with our spatula until it's just combined. We do not want to over mix it. I am excited to try this recipe. I don't like oatmeal and I don't like baked oatmeal, but I love oatmeal cookies. So I'm hoping I'm going to like the oatmeal muffins. So I almost have them all scooped in. And then we're going to bake these at 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. I cannot wait to try them. There they are, ready to go in the oven. Well, it's been 20 to 25 minutes and out they come. We're going to put them on the cooling rack so they can cool really well. I'm not sure what to think about them. They look different, but I can't wait to try them. There they are. So here are the muffins: apple cinnamon, banana bread, and oatmeal. I'm going to split these open so you can see what they look like. This is the apple cinnamon muffin, the banana bread muffin, and the oatmeal muffin. I did try this. It was really good. I hope you try these muffins. Comment below and let me know which is your favorite. Like, share, and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon.